what's going on? Why am I... Oh, there's something. Hold on. This is what I get for starting a sandbar in the middle of the water. Go on, get. Crazy swirly dude. Alright, let's see if I can go to sleep. Nope, I can't. Give me that. Okay, well, this will be an interesting way to start. This is Seal-chan. This is episode 10 of my Minecraft long play let's play series. I have completed round 10 and I am here in an ocean, standing on top of a tall sandbar and looking back toward a port that I built in a new location, which I will explain. Trying to get it to be sunny. Let's go for a swim. So go look at that recently added beautiful glow squid. I'm not gonna kill it, I promise. Okay, if I can get far enough, I wonder if I could sleep on the ice. Oh, monsters. Where are the monsters? Oh, there's lots of monsters. Oh boy, are there monsters. Yeah. Holy moly. Let's try this. Nope. Oh, baby monsters. Note to self, never start video recording in the middle of the night when you can't go to sleep. Baby monsters gone? Yes. Okay. So much for a smooth... Oh, there's lots of things coming. Hey, tried to sit on my head. Dude, really? Okay. Well, look, this is lovely Glacier Bay, everyone. This is going to be a site of my third site. The first, yeah, I see you lurking. He's got a bow and arrow. Holy moly! Kind of a. Are you a skeleton that swims? What is that? Sorry, we gotta find this out. I don't know if it's just me, but I've never seen this thing before. I'm gonna get totally destroyed. Yep, here I am. I'm dead. Dead in my own video. Let's see what happens if I respawn. Maybe this will be episode 9.99, where I just spend the whole episode getting back to where I was. Oh, there's a shipwreck. Well, this is original spawn, and I don't think I've ever shown you guys this. From the very first episode, I had already discovered a village, and let's just kind of replay those. Let's go back in time. Just pretend like I just spawned. I have nothing after all. The day is fresh. How did that happen? I guess I got killed after I went to sleep. Let's do what I did originally. I decided I'd head north and just try to find the first village I could find. Man, swimming underwater is just so cool. It's one great addition. I missed probably with the aquatic update. Used to be you swam and you couldn't really see. Creeper happened. Crafting table happened. Floating tree. Yeah, so I just walked north. Thought, gotta pick a direction. And I lucked out. And already we can see right there the upper village. P.S. Marl's big barrel of a home top of the hill. So, anyway, this whole thing's gonna go in reverse. I need to get back to where I was. Let's run. See how fast I can get back. take a little trip through the savannah here, hook up with my path that takes me out to the seaport of Trident, and then we'll craft a boat real quick, and I'll go over to Glacier Bay, which is really not very far. Excuse me. I do like following the paths. It's just something about a path that presents the landscape around it in a nice way, instead of just charging straight over the hills, oblivious to all topography. Okay. Llama, llama, llama. So many llamas. I guess the savanna biome is the second best place to find a llama. And all my signs here are empty. Interesting. I don't need that much wood. Oh, and I don't even have a crafting table. Well, shucks. I guess for the sake of 1, 2, is this enough for a boat? I forget. I need a shovel, don't I? And I think it's a shovel. Here I am trying to memorize or remember. Where's the boat recipe? Here's the boat. Oh, I can do a boat. There's my boat. Alright. So, yeah, let's go. Boat in the water, me in the boat. Oops, wow. Something glitched right there. Actually, when I was prepping for this video, I had my boat, and I landed at the port at Glacier Bay, and then the boat was gone, and I thought, oh, I've seen this happen. Sometimes when you're in the boat, the game doesn't update and the boat isn't there. But when I respawned on that little island right there, later this morning, I saw my boat there, so I was happy about that. Is this where all my stuff is? No, that's where a wandering trader and 2 llamas are. Interesting. Let's see how much I can pick up here. Most of my standard gear floating around here. Why is there a wandering trader in the middle of the water? Why are my signs blank? Those little signs I made to remind me everything I was going to talk about. Where is my... How did I get a nautilus shell? Why aren't I wearing my pants? Okay. Yeah, I am missing an axe. Torch. Bunk, bunk. Put my stuff here and put my stuff there. I am pretty organized. Where's my bed? Alright, I'm still missing some things. Oh. Whoa. I am about to die for a second time. Where's my food? Bow and arrow. Wow. Does not want me to get my axe. Apparently... No, I can't even eat because I'm still healed up. Dude, where's my bed? I had it, I picked it up. I got attacked. Oh, he's got a trident. Let's see what I can do, if anything, about that. Well, that's what you deserve. I'm gonna let you do that. Then I'll figure out what to do with your friend here. Jump on him when I have it. Oh, he's in the... Aw, I'm so sorry. Oh, you take in the front of the boat. What happens if I get in the boat? I need to listen to you gurgle in my back of my head. That's weird. I should be sitting behind you. I don't suppose you dropped a trident, did you? Well, there's a trident. I don't suppose I could pick that up. Alright, let me get my axe. Where is my bed? Oh, there's some stuff under here. There's my bed. I'm gonna have to dive under there. Wow, I really splattered when I got killed, didn't I? Shovel and bed. Alright, let's get out of here. Wow. This really is going to be episode 9.9. Alrighty, let me see what we got here. This, got that. This goes over this way somewhere. Shovel. Okay, got my things where I want them. No one's coming to kill me at the moment. Let me pick this up. And I probably have to memorize everything I was going to say. Well, anyway, this is... Yes, the sign is blank. I suspect that when Realms is a little bit glitchy like it was... I mean, my boat wasn't there when I logged out. I bet you the text I wrote on the sign also just never got saved. So, unfortunately, also the text on the previous signs, hopefully the text all the way back at Savanna-Dur has been saved, because that was a lot of text. And I'm going to have to go to sleep before we get going here. But anyway, yeah, let me just take care of this, make sure I start the day fresh with nosy neighbors. Okay, so Savanna-Dur are my original spawn, or not spawn, but my original village, and it's the place in which the home base is going to be developed. But I also wanted this series and this game of Minecraft to kind of expand out into different locations. And the next location I wanted to get to is a next village, especially one in the desert. And I believe we covered that. I showed where that desert was. If you follow up this little kind of river canyon. And so in preparation of creating a nice, easy way to get there, or at least an interesting way to get there, I established this second seaport here in this really cool bay. And again, it's been a while since I recorded the last video. This is really interesting. I mean, this is basically a desert, and there's an iceberg sitting in the bay here. So I decided to call it Glacier Bay. It's not really glaciers, but it's kind of like, maybe we should call it Iceberg Bay. That might be better. Oh, what did I just pick up? Oh, I guess a glow squid died here, and I get some free ink sacs. You know, there are a lot of glow squid that are spawning in here. I see there's an overhang, and we've got this ice on the surface. I think, like the axolotls, the glow squids tend to like to spawn in the water under a layer so they're not open to the sky, as you can see off that way. So, you know, this could be a great little area here basically for trying to farm squids. Oh, here comes another dude with a trident. Why don't you come up here and maybe I'll jump him. do feel a little bit like getting some payback. You know what? I have never gotten a trident, and I wonder, am I just like missing an opportunity here? Wasn't there a trident in the water somewhere? And if I had just walked up to it better. No, I was right on top of it. I bet you if I... Yeah, boy. I don't know, you guys who are watching can tell me if I just totally missed out on picking up a trident. There was a trident half embedded in gravel here. I'll have to look that up on the wiki to see if I totally missed out. Anyway, yeah, so interesting spot. It's going to be potentially a good place to establish a new port. I could do some... The fishermen could obviously fish and then maybe hunt glow squid here. Pretty frequently spawning. And I don't recall... I thought there was something over there, and now I'm not seeing it. And I wonder if one of my server mates went and mined it. Should be a little unfortunate. Let's go take a boat ride. Anyway, this port here is a link, and we'll be developing this area to kind of stand as its own little outlier base. Oh, there it is. It's kind of around the corner. Yeah, and another really cool thing about this bay is that it has a, what's it called, a ruined portal, or... Yeah, so this will be a spot where it would be great to create another portal. Suicidal pig. Or did that sheep push that pig off the cliff? And there's a really curious cavern entrance. I've never seen one that looks quite like that. Maybe part 1 of Caves and Cliffs is giving some interesting new cavern styles. Anyway, Glacier Bay built the port as the first step toward developing that as a safer place to be while moving from one location to another. And let's just head around this way, around this point. And as we can see there is the little port town of Trident. I have recently revamped a little bit of my process, so there may be a little anomalies with how I'm doing things, but probably not that visible to you guys. But I'm hoping that what I'm going to do here... Oh, see that? So we're lagging right now, and anything I do, like writing on signs or using a boat, I cannot expect those things to be there when I get back. So I'm going to go ahead, since I'm really not doing much right now to build or anything, I'm just going to go ahead with this. I think that boat will be back. And my signs here are gone, but I had 3 topics to talk about, and I guess I still have my notes here. So here we have a port and little else. We do have a grove. So the forester has a new forester has taken up residence here, and as we've seen before, has planted a bunch of trees with these on top of dirt blocks with the torches. So we have a supply of wood. The digger has dug a nice trench here for a protective moat, so we have some protection on the inside here. But what was added this time was a quarry for stone. And according to my new process, the following series of tasks were performed to establish at Trident the presence of a stone quarry. The first was that an explorer had to go searching and find a cavern. And indeed, the explorer did go searching. We had to follow the coastline up here. And first place I found was this. This is actually a flooded cavern, which is interesting. I swam down in there, but it dead ends pretty quick. So it was kind of a no-go. I think I would have cleared the water out of there if it did actually continue on. I think that would have been pretty cool. The next place I found was this area, which is in fact a pretty extensive cavern, but it also happens to be right near a ravine, which we may be able to hook into. Obviously some of my server mates have been through here and built a trick bridge, but yeah, this looks pretty cool. Let's see here. So I found it near to that ravine. I saw that first, and then I looked around and I saw this. This looks like a really promising cavern entrance. I should probably put some fence up here. I thought I'll just make a quicker entrance right here, and then I've put a fence around the opening. I even filled in, you can see that dirt hasn't turned to grass yet. I kind of filled in some of the holes here, because you know, when you're in the mines and you like to forget about, you know, if it's day or night, you can't really tell sometimes. When you come back, or if you're near the back, you don't want creepers and other mobs just jumping in here, taking me for surprise. So I I secured the top, so there's hardly any dark spaces up there that would support spawning mobs that drop on my head when I'm coming back here. The second task after finding this cavern was I had the explorer explore the cavern. I given the explorer the role and responsibility of lighting up structures, whether it's an abandoned mine shaft or just a cavern. To go in as a task and just light the place up, prepare it, in this case for the miner to start doing some mining. Someone did a cobblestone tower of heroes right there. So I had Explorer just, you know, go a distance here, and there's a little bit of a split here. Tunnel continues off in that direction, and then after lighting it, the miner came through and just kind of took some samples of some promising spots. So as you know from previous episodes, what I like to do to mine is I pick a wall in the cavern, and then I come in a notch here, and then I dig out a 7x7 area, 3 high, and call it good. And that's how I collect stone. You have some dirt here that could be harvested. Lots of ores and everything. I haven't really touched any of that, and this is a dead end. So anyway, I had the miner come in here to establish this as a stone quarry by taking a couple of those samples. Let's go to sleep. And bringing them back to Trident and putting those samples. Whoops, let's go back this way because it's such a nice view. Careful, horsey. Hello, skeleton. Yeah, and bringing some samples back, so then we have some sense of what stones are going to be readily available in this location. Yeah, so I am working things based on location. Only the home base will have the main skilled craftsmen who do the crafting and that sort of thing for the most part. But the remote locations and even the remote villages will only have raw material gatherer professions mostly. So that's because we don't want to do too much building. We can build us a nice little hamlet here with which obtains resources like fish from the ocean and the basic stuff like wood and stone, and just have there. See, the boat's back. Interesting. but anything I do are right, and probably won't show up for a few minutes. So anyway, yeah, so this is going to be a lesser village. I would like to bring villagers into here at some point. I will have little residences for each of the professions that are active here. So there will be a forester residence and a miner residence, a digger residence. So there's going to be little houses, and it's all going to be fairly simple. There's going to be a fisher here. As soon as I officially discover the fishing rod, this looks like a lovely place to maybe put a pier. It could have also been the port, but I really like this area. So all that stuff's going to happen. So it's fun. And right here, this was here for practical reasons. But it's also going to be the new pattern for me. Instead of having a builder's workshop, I'm going to have the builder be a little bit more, what's the word, nomadic, right? So when the builder is working on a project, he can show up with a crafting table, a chest, maybe two, and a furnace, and kind of do a lot of the work on site, working with local building materials in order to achieve the development of this little hamlet. So it's very much an independent build kind of situation. I don't want to have to run back to my home base and get stuff and go back and forth. That's just a little too tedious. So I start a whole new mini base that will be purposefully not nearly as complicated or as developed as the original home base. So that's how I've chosen to kind of balance all that. So that the discovery and the establishment of the stone quarry was the one thing that I did here to develop this place called Hamlet. And we see this cobblestone and this granite represents the available stones in this location, and these two logs and of course the saplings represent the available tree drop materials. So and the rest of this is incidental so far. So anyway, yeah, so I'm kind of working on my process for establishing these new little sites, and that process, and I expanded this wall out, or no I didn't, anyway, and that process will be used to also secure new villages, again without recreating my home base. So yeah. One other thing I should mention, in finding that stone quarry, I wanted to link it up to this, to Trident here, and so I had what I call, instead of the road builder, I'm going to call him the transportation engineer, or maybe the TE for short, and he just dug a path. Actually, I think I have having the digger actually be the one who does this work, but I don't know, it could go either way. And so yeah, so that's nicely connected. So let's head back to Savanna-Dur and let's take a look at the changes that have happened there. Go ahead and go this way. Creeper hole. There's the Tower of Savanna-Dur, the Doer of Savanna-Dur, if you're into Tolkien. Oh. I'll just kind of take a look at the town. I have finished updating the wall completely, so that's one of those projects I tackled at stages and now is done. Of course the wall keeps moving, as you'll soon see. Alright. Do any of my signs? No, none of them. Alright, well, I still have my notes, thankfully. Okay, so round 10. Aside from the very slow, gradual development of those two remote seaports, I did some work here too, of course. First of all, let's talk about what the builder did. The builder did a couple of things that were pretty major. First of all, the builder established the workshop for a profession I will call the Veggie Chef. This is going to be a workshop that produces and displays food that's only plant-based. I am personally a vegan, and I thought this would be a good way to kind of identify in Minecraft what is vegan food and what is meat-based food. So I'm going to have two different chefs, a vegan chef or I should call him a veggie chef and a meaty chef, because what I'm going to end up doing, I think, is not distinguishing between veggie and vegan, but allow the veggie chef to use eggs and milk in their foods that they make available. So I'll just distinguish that way. But there'll be two chefs, and right now, since I have become this village has become an official supplier of melon slices, that is the first food item that's become available. And upon the availability of that food item, I needed to create the profession of chef and give the chef a workshop. So we'll go take a look at that. I also, before we do that, I want to show you that I've almost completely restored this door. A creeper happened here, and the person who kind of fixed it up just did the one door, so I repositioned put in the two doors, and I reframed this, except for here, because we have some signs there, and I didn't want to break and retype it. So anyway, I did that, and but I guess before we head off to look at the restaurant, which is actually right there, just past the jumping cow, let's go take a look at what I did over here. I've always seen the village wall as something that could be perhaps creatively shaped into a tool. As you may recall, the original wall, actually I need to work through here actually and update this, but the original wall extended to the west this far and kept going to right about there. Well, I tucked it in because what I wanted to do is I wanted to put this tower back on the edge of the town. So now I can have hostile mobs approach up to here, this close, and I can either shoot them or I can jump into the water and attack them. I've got a couple of gates here. This is inside the city, and this is outside. So it kind of just allows, mobs to come in closer, and gives me maybe some more options. There's a skeleton down there. As far as just drawing the mobs in closer so I can get them better. And I've tried this once or twice, and I think it's helpful. Some of the mobs that I'm trying to collect drops from now are getting more difficult, and so it's making me think of new strategies for how to survive, combat. I have spider drops and skeleton drops and Enderman drops to think about at this point. And I'd hate to waste arrows on skeletons, because right now that's where I get my arrows for the most part. But so I need the skeletons to come at me, but then I need to be able to walk up to them and then try to kill them. Minecraft has really done a good job at not making skeletons too easy to kill, and they're very, very smart about keeping their bowstrings drawn and shooting you as soon as you pop out around a corner. That was not the case back in version 1.12, which is kind of where I come from. So, yeah, well. Anyway, so that's, something I did here. I built this 2-block wide path connecting up to the other 2-block wide path, and just kind of integrating with what some of my server mates have done. But yeah, so anyway, that's another development. Let's go take a look at the Veggie Chef's restaurant. And another thing you'll notice here is that since the Veggie Chef is way over here, I had to skip past all this other construction that my server neighbors have done, and build my next workshop way over here. I also pushed the wall out way over to there, and we'll take a look at that. So the interior of this village has suddenly expanded by quite a bit, and I was thinking that's probably how it was going to go. So I created the wall. There's a lot of really garbled kind of cavern entrancing here, so I tucked the wall in here between it and the garden area that my server mates have established. And so we come here to the pinch point between this plateau and this kind of caverny area below this plateau. And I brought the wall really right through here, and then further expansion pushed it out that way, which I'll get back to. But so I re-established the melon farm that had been removed. Here, this is a crop for melon that'll have to expand. It's going to be the supply for the restaurant here. Let's take a look this way, and we come to Steve's Veggie Restaurant. And I did try to make it look like a nice place to eat. This is where you can walk right through these. You can walk right through them here. So this is where the Veggie Chef would stand, and currently has a crafting table and furnace to work with. This is the supplies. This is where someone who is traveling through, or a player needs to resupply, and they'd open this chest up and get some food. Now, there's no food in here yet because I'm actually waiting for this melon farm to grow and start supplying this restaurant. But we have lovely outdoor seating with a great view. I can walk up in here, yeah. And yeah, so I like this little build. It looks pretty good, and it's got, let's see, I can't walk through here because I've got a low ceiling. But yeah, it's nice, and I was able to do a little bit of creative styling here. This is still the basic shape of my workshop, whose dimensions I forget, but just kind of built under the edge of the plateau here to kind of fit in with the landscape. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, let me take a look at my notes here. Oh yeah, the next is the gardener. Yeah, let's go ahead and head back. We'll head back the other side of town. Where am I? Okay. Yeah, so, there's a ton of new roads here through a hole here. I had to squeeze this road through here, past Foxy's place, and hook that in with that, where that gate used to be. And I have this alternate road. It comes around these, I think these are some kind of mob farm that hasn't been finished. Or they're mob torture chambers, one of the two. And I built the road to kind of bridge over this, cavern entrance area that's also like a depression in the landscape. Come back through here, and we'll review some of these changes in a moment. I'm just going to go down my list. But anyway, yeah, so we've got this nice road system all the way around this whole plateau area. And I remember when I first came here, I thought, wow, this would be a nice place to just kind of fill in. Where did you get out? Interesting. Or maybe you just spawned. I've got a place for you. Anyway, yeah, so we've actually achieved that. Really because of other people that have played here, but we own this whole, bowl-shaped area, and that's pretty cool. I like how we've grown to fill that in. Alright, next thing I did is I kind of, it was with the gardener. The gardener's workshop, of course, is right here. And the gardener has this whole melon farm. It's really fully developed here. This is all for composting. And I'm thinking in future games I might do this differently, but in this game, this crop is just for the use of production of compost, which is really bone meal. And in this field, there's another cow or the same cow. In this field here is where you can use bone meal to produce grass and other plants and flowers. So we have ourselves basic possibility of producing dye. Now, down back where the cavern was, I'd shown you a mushroom spreading farm. But I thought, you know what, let's see if I can't bring the mushroom spreading farm, which is the gardener's responsibility, to a spot that's closer to where the gardener's workshop is. So I came up here and did some fancy footwork here. I adjusted this fountain a little bit, and boy, I can't recall if I shown you the sheep farm or not. Yeah, I must have, because that was partly built in the last round. But I created this river or stream that flows between the wall and the plateau. But anyway, into the rock in here, we have a mushroom spreading farm. And there's a couple of things about this place, like, creepers. It takes a long time for mushrooms to spread. This turns into a creeper farm half the time. And according to the wiki, it can be as light as light level 12. Oh, we get another one. Good. So, I will show you what's up here. I put this torch here. Apparently torches are not light level 16. They are light level 14. And the light level goes down 1 for each block you travel away from the torch. So if this torch is light level 14 in that block, the block below it is 13. This block is 12. And this one is 11. Well, I had that torch right here because technically that was supposed to work. I think I might let's do that again. So you really have to be patient with mushroom spreading farms. They are not going to produce mushrooms quickly. So if I'm correct, this is light level 14. This is light level 13. And then this block up here, not on that wall, but right in front of my nose, is light level 12. And this is light level 11. And that should be dark enough, because then it's going to go 10, 9, 8, 7. But at 8, I believe, and all around the edge of this thing, mobs can spawn. So anyway, I'm going to bring that torch down 1 notch. Did I get it? Oh no, it's on the edge. I'll get it. I'll take you up there. And we'll see if I can reduce the mob spawning a little bit. Another thing you may notice here is that the ceiling is drippy. This was my intended effort here was to create the illusion of humidity, because as you know, mushrooms do like a lot of moisture. So I thought with a drippy ceiling, this really looks more like an authentic place that you could encourage mushrooms to grow in. So to achieve that, I had a spring here, but as I dug out in here, I decided I'm going to extend that water and bring it up into a little in-cave lake in here. Let's go up in here. I created a staircase to it, and yeah, so we have this lake. And the spring that you see on the outsides flows out of this lake in here. And I just dug one, to ruin the illusion here, I just dug out one block and I placed a water block source right there. So it looks like the spring flows in here from the depths of this plateau, fills in this basin, and then flows out again. And down there is where we were with the mushroom spreading farm. Now, interestingly, later, maybe when I can create some kind of automated light system, I could have down there and up here completely dark, and then switch on a light. The idea there being that maybe this pool could be a place where axolotls or glow squid would spawn. However, I just realized that's not going to happen. This is above what I'm sure is Y level 63, so yeah, that's not going to work. But yeah, it was a thought. So anyway, I'll just keep this lit up, and it just looks kind of cool. Another interesting thing, which is a great way to segue into the next profession, and maybe we'll go to sleep here. Actually, after expanding the village walls, I had some concerns about increased mob spawning, because of course I had to try to light up everything. But I have to say I'm pretty pleased. I really don't get too many incursions of mobs anywhere inside the village, even in the expanded range that the village now contains. Anyway, in digging this out, I came upon the escape route that leads right up to the mayor's residence. If I can get out of here. There we go. So this was an idea that my server mates had come up with, that they would, in case of creeper visitation, give everyone another way to get out of their homes. And what they did is they built this underground cave system that hooked to my place. It hooks up to Foxy's place, and apparently the latest home of Grimm. And it used to hook up to P.E. Marl's place, but he moved out of the vanilla generated building here, and then he took the building down completely and moved over. And it also went to Walbit's tower. But when I last went down there from here, I traveled and I traced out each one of those tunnels, and every one of these guys has blocked it off, as if they've decided, oh, I don't want to do that. So I was like, well, it doesn't look like anybody wants to use that, but I really liked that idea, and so I created my own tunnel system. Maybe this village might get invaded by pillagers someday, or something, I don't know. So I thought, well, I will do a completely separate tunnel system. And here's what I came up with. Let's see. Exit. Slowly sinking and down the ladder. Yeah, right below the well. I've always thought that was super cool, James Bond like. And I've got a sufficiently lit but still dark tunnel. And here we have, this is a staircase that goes down to the double zombie spawner. And as I kind of dug this area out, I discovered this is a naturally occurring pond underground. And maybe that should be also fenced and left for dark in case we can get some underwater mobs. This is definitely lower, so I think it would spawn maybe glow squid and axolotl. But yeah, that's a naturally occurring pond. And also, if we keep going this way, I hooked it up to Grimm's mine shaft. Let's go down a step and boom, here we are here. So I also improved the staircases here, so when you go down you're not bumping your head. It's just a forward key up and down, so it's very fast. So yeah, here we are outside of Grimm's mine. And you know, on more than one occasion I had creepers. This is our last great security hole. I was standing here talking or thinking. I was not on video, and then suddenly, and I'm like, where did that? Oh yeah, where did that creeper come from? Both 2 times that happened to me, and I had to patch this area up. And I thought, you know what, we gotta fence this off. So I did. Now that won't stop a creeper from coming up here and exploding, but maybe if I just stand far enough away, the chances of me happening to just stand right here with my back turned, it happened twice, but you know, anyway, so hopefully that'll take care of that little problem. Okay, so that's what the miner did. A little bit of construction. Now, for the rancher. As we've already glimpsed, and I ignored because I have to go down my list, the rancher has expanded the sheep farm and has added a cow farm. And I decided to use a slightly different principle here. How many cows are in there? Did a cow get out? Yeah, I had 2 cows in there, and one of them is now out. I have to go find him. Oh, there he is. Let's go rescue the cow while I explain my thing here. So I decided that I'm going to try to put about 5 mobs into a pasture, which is just a fenced area suitable for the mob. And there's a cow over there too. Alright, let me switch perspectives here. Get me another cow. I think I have a place where cows can get out. That's really tricky. This, see here, I had noticed that baby sheep could get out, and they could get out because I'd have a fence here. There's a tiny gap between the fence and the stone wall. They don't hook together. So, so my solution I came up with was to try a block of andesite with a half slab on top of it. So I think that'll keep those mobs out. But these long mobs sometimes have the ability to hang off the edge of a block and then get up on top of something like maybe a stone wall. I'm not really sure how that one cow got out. So, I don't know. We may just have to get lucky and try to catch a glimpse of that. Let me see if I can get this cow back. I had bred those two cows. Where did the cow go? Where? I swear I just saw him. Did he already take off way over there? Where is he? I saw him on the video. Where is... What? Oh, what? How did he do that? Oh my gosh. He totally... Interesting. Alright, let me get this patched up. Maybe I'll let this guy out. You're coming anyway, aren't you? Alright, good for you. Chicken, you can stay there. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on yet. Mobs are a little bit tricksy. It's not always easy to get them fenced in like you think you could. That's kind of like the real world. Animals tend to get out of their pastures and such. Okay. Pulp. Alright guys, so cow ranch. I'm going to have 5 cows in here. Space is roughly 49 blocks of free space to wander, as is this area. And I decided I'm just going to have 5 of one color of sheep in here. And my goal, well, actually my goal is to have about 10 animals for the sake of supplying meat, so that I can come in and breed, get two animals to breed. Now, of course, if I have 5 in one and 5 in the other, I can't get as much, so I might have to rethink that. I might just stick with 5 animals, but for the sheep, there's all the different colors, so I'm going to have every different color of sheep in my world here. So this will be the whites, and I have actually done a harvest on the whites. Got some wool and I got some raw mutton. And then way over here, I've decided that was the next best place to build a farm, and I will need to expand the cows anyway. Way over here is the second sheep farm, and what I have in here, I found another dark gray. So these are all natural dark grays that I've collected, and I have one white. And what I'll probably do is I want to build this up to like 5 dark grays, and maybe I can breed and get the light gray out of them. And boy, we've got a lot of llamas. I'm going to definitely want to start collecting llamas. Anyway, so yeah, so I think I can achieve getting the dark grays, the light grays, and I've got the whites just by collecting wild sheep and bringing them into my village here. As you can see, I've expanded the wall out. I've left a gap in the wall between that and the side of the plateau, so mobs can't get in. Maybe I can even hunt them in here because they're a little bit pinned. But over here, some of my server mates have dug some holes and put cobwebs in them. I think it was some kind of a mob trap. And yeah, but I can expand mob farming going out this direction. Quite a lot of some good space here, and so I can just build out all these farms. The only problem with building out here, especially when you're wanting ticks to tick and for animals and plants to grow, is that you can see here this melon farm is just not growing very fast. And that's because I spend most of my time way over there. So that's a little bit of a design problem, but I'm just gonna kind of work with it, see what I come up with. I'm not about to rearrange any of this stuff. This is stuff that others has built. It belongs where it is. And I'm not going to force these farms in any closer. So it'll just be one of those things that I'll live with for a while until I can think of a good way to maybe, make it to where it's not as much of a problem. So let's see here. What do we got left? One small thing, but kind of a big decision for me, is that, we have a ton of gravel. And yeah, this is all gravel here, but not much of any official use for it. I've decided I really don't want to replace these dirt path blocks with gravel in the village. I think it just looks really great the way it is, and I don't want to turn it to gravel. Especially how it kind of, goes in a pixel. Just looks inset. It's really cool. I've always loved the dirt path, what used to be called the grass path, because I remember before we had that in Minecraft, I was like, gosh, I wish there was just some easier way to make a road. And they came up with right-clicking the shovel, and I thought that was brilliant. But I did come up with one official use. I think wherever a road goes over stone or a path, I will convert the stone to gravel. Oh, trapped guy in there. I have that old mined, someone's little mini strip mine. It's occasionally causing me a little bit of grief. And giving me an arrow. Let's kind of block that off, I guess. So, oops, I can't get out. So anyway, official use. Just to fill this all in with gravel, and it creates a little bit of a distinction from the surrounding stone, and it kind of helps to, show the path. And now the half slabs, you don't have half slabs of gravel, so I'm still using the same stone for the half slabs. But I thought that's at least some use for the gravel. So I'm sure I'll come up with other uses. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this up. It's probably a really, really long episode because of the fiasco to how I started. But which I want to leave in there. I just think I should. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the researcher. I kind of described the researcher's process, but right now I really just want to talk about what the major discoveries the researcher has accomplished. And researcher, I have everything in the crafting research chest in the following order. We have soil, tree and derivatives, plant, stone, mob drops, and ores. And when I do crafting research, I start at the top and I work my way down. And so I started with soils, and we got to flint, and we made the discovery of the fletching table, which is a crafting machine. It's not really a crafting machine. Currently, the fletching table doesn't actually allow you to do any crafting, but it highly suggests that maybe in a future release it will. It is a job site block for the villager profession Fletcher, and of course I will be having that profession to sync in with Minecraft's own natural villager profession system. So once I discovered this this crafting machine, I halted the crafting research, and we'll have scheduled to build a new workshop for the Fletcher. And the Fletcher will be responsible for crafting arrows and bows. So that's what the crafting research process has yielded. So I'm excited about that next build. Just like with the composter, now we have we'll have the fletching table initializing the creation of the Fletcher profession. So yeah, so there we have round 10, and I apologize for the mishaps here, but you know, I guess that's life on the server. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you are appreciating my process even as I make changes to it. And I do want to mention that as part of my desire to return to doing development work as a web developer, one of my project ideas that I'm very excited about is that I want to take my process and create a JavaScript web page app, might be single page app, that allows you to do what I do in a spreadsheet, which is to create a list of tasks to perform while playing Minecraft, and then allows you to check off those tasks, and having checked them off, create any new tasks that logically follow, and otherwise help you to organize your gameplay such that you can play Minecraft and do something like what I'm doing here. Try to do all the things, make all the farms, and slowly through small builds create something that gets bigger and bigger, and just kind of gives you lots of little opportunities to be creative, and you end up with a mega build made up of lots of little builds that shows all of the different things you can do in Minecraft. So I'll end it here with kind of a look out across our ever larger village, and thank you for watching.